President Biden waking up in Mexico after a contentious trip to the border, as we were talking about, his first since taking office 2 years ago, his first ever, really. The president is feeling pressure from all sides as he tackles a politically charged issue before launching a possible re-election campaign. Texas Governor Greg Abbott blasting the president's visit and handling of the crisis, saying, quote, Texas is paying the price for President Biden's inaction. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas says the system is broken. Okay, but who's going to fix it? We have a live team coverage this morning. Let's begin with Allison Harris in Washington. Allison.
Good morning, Adrienne. President Biden was only on the ground in El Paso for a couple of hours. As you said, his only trip to the border in 2 years of being in office, despite this record surge of 2.4 million migrants arrested in fiscal year 2022. The president visiting a migrant center, not meeting face-to-face with any migrants in particular, and walking the border of the U.S. and Juarez, Mexico, with Customs Border Patrol agents, as well as Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas. Officers showing the president at the Bridge of the Americas how machines and dogs can detect trucks and 18-wheelers that are smuggling fentanyl and drugs and migrants across the border. President Biden telling reporters they need a lot of resources. We're going to get it for them. And it's resources and a much stricter approach to securing the border that Texas Governor Greg Abbott is begging for. The governor greeting President Biden moments after the president arrived from Air Force One with a searing letter, a list of demands like naming the cartels as terrorists. Abbott telling the president that thousands of Texans have lost their lives in this crisis.
I start by telling him that, he's 2 years and about $20 billion too late.
Now, meanwhile, as this was happening in El Paso, Republican National Committee Chair Ronna McDaniel was in the Rio Grande Valley. She was in McAllen, Texas. She and other Republicans say the president needs to spend more time at more border crossings, not just in El Paso, calling his trip a photo op. Even some in the president's own party are criticizing the Biden administration's new policy using pandemic restrictions to rapidly turn away some Cuban, Nicaraguan, Haitian, and Venezuelan migrants caught trying to cross the border illegally, as many as 200 a day, while also allowing 30,000 migrants from those countries to come to the U.S. by plane each month. That's a new policy they just announced last week. They have to apply online to be able to do that through an app that they can use on a smartphone, and they have to have a U.S. sponsor. Now, the Democratic Congresswoman Veronica Escobar, she represents El Paso. She even expressed some concern about migrants possibly having to stay in Mexico as they wait to be approved to come to the U.S., saying in an interview yesterday that sometimes being in Mexico is the most dangerous part of the journey for those migrants.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.